Morning to you, boys and girls. It's Wednesday, the 17th of July, 2019, just coming up to 9 o'clock. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from the Chapel Hill Marina here in Lincolnshire. The voice has gone down even further. Can you hear it? I've woken up like that. Not that I've been talking a lot, because I hardly say a word to anyone. I can't believe it. My sister said to me last night while we were at one of our weekly nighttime outings. We went somewhere else last night. She says to me in the car, "Why don't you give your voice a rest? You know, like I'm a talker. I hardly say a word throughout the day. It's outrageous, isn't it?" Well, a very good morning to you. Tommy Flynn. Morning, Tommy Flynn. You get the first message of the day in today, Tommy. I'm surprised you've only got that once, to be honest. I'm really surprised you've only got that once, but there you go. You go on the scoreboard there. What we need is a nice electronic scoreboard. Do you remember like they had on Jeux et Frontières or the Eurovision Song Contest? Well, they don't actually have a scoreboard anymore, do they? The Eurovision Song Contest, it's like a superimposed digital computer type thing, isn't it? They don't actually have a physical scoreboard, but that's what we need, a physical scoreboard with... Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, no, God blimey. I wonder if that's possible. We could have that like in the corner of the screen, perhaps where the Skegness picture is. I could superimpose somehow well, actually, I could do it, because you see like this here. Hang on a minute, what we got? There we are. See like that there? I could have something like that, but in the corner with your names. The only thing is it'd be quite small writing, wouldn't... Oh, hang on, what have I done now? The only thing is it'd be quite small writing, because I'd have to get everyone in, wouldn't I? Unless we only had a few contenders. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I mean, there's 13 on there now. There's 13, or perhaps just the top 5. We could have the top 5, couldn't we? In a little corner there. Maybe not there for the whole show, but certainly at the beginning of it, so you could see who's winning. Do you like that idea? Shall I do that? Oh, no, not now, but I could do that. You know what I mean? Oh, that could be quite fun, couldn't it? Yes. Anyway, Tommy, if you're wondering what the hell all this is about, or this first thing, first message of the day, I take the name of the person who's got the first message in the day in, and we keep that list, and at the end of the month they get a certificate for getting the first message of the day. So you've got to be quick. I'm really surprised that the delightful, and she's always there supporting our little hour of fun that we do, or nearly hour sometimes, not always quite an hour. Diane Jebb, I can't believe you've not got the first message in yet. I don't know why that is, but it's just one of those things. I can't believe Diane's not got the first message in yet, but good morning to you anyway. And also Andy, you there? Michael Pullman. Hello to Mr. SOS Gregorian, who's there in many forms on Facebook and YouTube as well. Mike Rees-Ponto in Portsmouth. And good morning to Ray Reynolds there as well this morning. We're a little bit thin on the ground this morning, aren't we? Where is everyone today? Now listen, I don't want you to look foolish, right? Pay attention. It's one of those stupid messages going around that the sheep of the internet world see stuff, and we see it all the time. They see stuff on the internet and they quickly, oh my God, I better share that, cut and paste. Okay, it's another one of those bits of fake news, and this one, and it comes round every few months in various different forms. This is the one that tells you that Facebook is going to use your photos. And it starts off, don't forget tomorrow starts the new Facebook rule where they can use your photos. Don't forget the deadline today. Well, this has been a real week. You know, it's been on there all week, so it can't be deadline today, because that would have been yesterday or the day before or sometimes last week. It says, it can be used in court cases in litigation against you. Everything you've ever posted becomes public from today. Well, it is public. It is public. I mean, how thick can you be if you even bother reading that? Right? If you even bother reading that, if you put something online, doesn't it seem like common sense to you that it is actually public? If you want something to be private, put it on a bit of paper and shove it in a drawer and lock it up. If it's on Facebook, of course it's public. Stupid. It goes on. It costs nothing for a simple copy and paste. Better safe than sorry. No. Better safe by not posting it and looking completely and utterly stupid. These people, they cut and paste this stuff all the time. And as I say, every few months we get the Facebook one about them either charging or using your photographs or closing down in 2 days' time or barring you if you don't copy and paste this message. Please don't make your life stuffs look stupid and copy and paste this stuff. None of it's ever true. All right, my darlings. Tommy, I'll give you £5. Can I go to the top of the list? £5. Do I look like I need £5? Do I? I think you're going to have to make a better offer than that, Tommy. First offer, turn down. £5. Do me a favour. Good morning to Claire. Hello, Claire. She had a birthday on Monday. And Paul and Lou are in the house. Good morning, Paul and Lou. Paul, I looked on the Amazon yesterday. And sure enough, sorry about the voice this morning. Sure enough, I came across the join us for £59 a year. And then I thought, oh, how much am I going to order off Amazon? Probably quite a lot in a year. Will I watch the Amazon Prime Video service? No, probably not. I've got Netflix and I've got all the free channels, BBC One, BBC Two, ITV, all in full colour, boys and girls, all in full colour, as well as many other things on satellite. if you can find the satellite channels on that damn blooming Toshiba telly I bought. I got FreeSat, I got Freeview. So no, I don't think I'll use the streaming service that Amazon include with that £59 a year. Next day delivery. Well, to be fair to Amazon, usually it comes the next day anyway, or within a couple of days. I'm not one of those people who's desperate. I must have it now. There's plenty of people. Oh, I must have it now. It's an hour. Can you not make it quicker? Can you get it to me in 10 minutes, please? And they're so desperate to get their stuff. No, I've got a bit of patience. I don't mind waiting a day, 2, 3 days, sometimes for a few more days for stuff to arrive. And in the end, I thought, no, I couldn't part with the £59. I'm sorry. I couldn't part with it. I mean, the thought of checking my bank statement and seeing it go down fills me with dread or horror. It really does, Paul and Lou. But thank you very much for pointing that out to us. I don't think you can do it now. I think it's gone back up to the normal price of is it £79 a year or something like that? It's a pretty good deal. If if you've got all these free channels and Sky and Netflix and you still haven't got enough, then it's a good deal to sign up to Amazon Prime, even at £79 a year. You know, you get a year of their TV programs, and you get exclusive stuff, and as indeed you do on Sky and Netflix as well. But no, I couldn't convince myself it's something that I need. You know what I mean? I need a reason to buy some. I do. I need a reason to buy a new shirt. I've seen this. Do you like this? This is quite old now. This comes from Amazon, funnily enough. I think it was about 20 quid, this one. You'd be surprised at the nice shirts and things you can find on Amazon at a very reasonable cost. And no real need to go down to Ralph Lauren, you know, and spend £100 on a shirt or more. Oh God, I've been into Ted Baker and Ralph Lauren and I've seen shirts and that in there for like 150, 200 quid. I mean, who plays 200 quid, let alone 150, 100, even 50? I'll be honest, I have spent 50 quid on a shirt before in Ralph Lauren or Ted Baker, but it will always be in the outlets, in designer outlets where they're a lot cheaper. Usual price for a shirt in places like that, you spend well over £100 on a shirt, which to me is just crazy. To quote one of my nephews, my older nephew Gary's favourite words, wow, that's just crazy. He did use the term as well when he saw the bill when we went out to dinner on Sunday. 90 quid, 2 children and 3 adults. I think it was the puddings that done it. Mike likes the deep, hoarse voice. Do you like it, Mike? Yeah, it's very, very deep this morning. Very deep this morning. Let's have a look. Paul and Lou did it. I was paying monthly, the music service. And what's the music service you've got? What, from Amazon? Do they have a music service as well? Or is that in with the Amazon Prime? Let's have a look. I did it, Chris. I was paying monthly. The music service was a con. 2 million songs were free, but most of the music you want is $7.99, like Spotify, $9.99. I only pay $5.99. No, $4.99. I pay either $4.99 or $5.99 on Spotify, but I've only got it on the computer. It's not on my mobile phone. I mean, how much music do you want to listen to? You know, all these little monthly outgoings, you add them up, they soon go up, dear. Shocking. I'm always looking at my accounts, trying to find a way of getting my monthly. I haven't got that many, actually. Monthly outgoings, well, there's the car. There's broadband, electric and gas. I don't know what else. Normal things like that. I don't really have additional things like magazine subscriptions or newspaper. I don't buy a newspaper every day. I've got Netflix. I've got Netflix. $9.99 a month, would it be? Something like that. Yeah, but I do my best to avoid subscriptions of any sort. You know, a lot of software now, the Microsoft software, they don't want you to buy it anymore. They don't want you to, pay 60 quid as a one-off charge. Oh no, they want you to rent it for like, I don't know, $9.99 a month. One of the editing pieces of software that I've got, when you see those videos at the front there, the video right at the beginning of the show, that was done with a piece of software called Adobe. Okay, which I bought years and years ago. I bought one version in this year, and about 8 years later I bought the new up-to-date one. I don't think you can buy those now. You can rent it from them, and it's not cheap, to rent the software. And if, like me, you're only doing a little bit of editing for fun, not in a professional sphere at all, it's just not worth it, renting this stuff. Besides, you can probably find some sort of video free editing stuff anyway. Good morning to David. Morning, David. He's in Louth. Good morning, David. We were near you last night. We were in Cleethorpes last night, David. Down on the pier there. Thank you. Paul and Lou does use Prime quite a lot. What, to order stuff, you mean? Off the Amazon? Yeah, I do. I think I was ordering more stuff than I do now. I don't order that much now. But I do tend to go now to Amazon first before anything else, because it keeps happening that I think, oh, well, I'll just go down the shop, then I can have it now, sort of thing, rather than wait a couple of days. And you go down the shop and they haven't got it in. So then you come back home and you've wasted 5 hours where Amazon could have sent it, and then you order it off Amazon, even though you've made the journey to and from the shop. That's happened to me in Currys, B&Q, various other shops as well. You get there, oh, we haven't got it. We can order it in for you. Well, I might as well sat at home and done it off Amazon, dear. These shops have got to get their act together. The nails are in the coffin now. There's probably one nail left to go in certain places. I think Currys is probably one of those. You've been in a Currys lately. All these people standing around doing nothing, failing and failing. And then when you ask them, it's like they're doing you a favour by helping you. And then they push the old extended warranty. This woman in the Bracknell one, when I bought a Hoover. I bought a Hoover for the caravan a little while ago. And, she went on and on about this bloody extended warranty. And in the end, look, I don't want one. She shut up then. On and on they go. Morning to Ray Reynolds, sponsored by Cadbury's Roses. Do you like it? We were singing that song last night in the car. Then you don't give me roses, then you don't give me flowers. That was a great Tony Blackburn hit, as David Butler will tell you, who's with us this morning. Yes, on his excellent BBC Radio London Soul Show, which used to be on every morning between 9 and 12 when I was working for British Telecom. Yes, Roses by Hayward. Then you don't give me roses. He's on, incidentally, every Sunday afternoon, 12 p.m. till 3 p.m. Tony Blackburn's Soul Show on BBC Radio London. All right. Hello to Ben, who's in Barcelona in Espagna. Hola. My mate is supposed to be going to Spain tomorrow, but they're not sure whether or not they can go because the cat's been at the vets again, unfortunately. Well, it's been at vet hospital, which I think is somewhere near Watford. This is the cat they spent £8,000 on removing a brain tumour some months ago. Anyway, this hole opened up in his head, and it was where the wound was. Apparently, I think he said... I can tell you what he said. Hang on a minute. I'll tell you what he said about the cat. I've got this on a message he sent me. Oh, you want to know, don't you? I don't want to say if I've got it wrong there. Where are we? Apparently, the cat, which it had another operation yesterday. He had a nasal infection that would cause his wound to open from when he had a brain tumour, which was back in January. So it's a long time. So that's been closed since January, and this wound opened up again. I thought, you know, wounds heal pretty quickly and they don't reopen. Very rare, but this did. They closed the hole, hopefully cleared out all the infection, and on his antibiotics in a vein. So God willing, he will be as good as gold. He says, I'm so relieved and stressed at the same time. So the cat's better again now. It's had the hole closed up. Now, the thing is, they're supposed to be going to Spain tomorrow, Ben. And that's if they can pick the cat up today. Now, the operation was yesterday. I'm not hopeful of that for some reason. I think they're going to have to wait a little bit longer. And he was saying to me on the phone yesterday, they might have to reschedule the flights. Fortunately, they got British Airways business flights, so that's possible. If you buy those flights and you buy them at the full price, you can get business flights cheaper, which I usually do. But once you've booked it, you can't change anything there, right? If you want to rebook it, you got to pay again. So that's how I buy the British. I buy them as cheap as possible. He would have, I think he's got the normal price ones, which means if for any reason, if you just simply change your mind, you don't need to be sick, right? You just ring up, oh, hello, British Airways, I've got a flight tomorrow. I would like to change that, please. That's it, you just change it. You'd never get away with that on a Ryanair, would you? Oh, yes, that's £500 each, please. Filthy robbing bastards, all of them do. I tell you that now. All right, so they're not sure whether they're going to go to Spain or not. His mate, Wayne, who's got a hairdresser's business in Ireland, he's actually got a villa in Spain, and that's where they're staying for a few days. But it may be, I can't see them letting the cat go one day after an operation, but maybe so. I mean, some of you have been in hospitals with various different operations, haven't you? And you're in and out in a couple of days, really. So we'll see what happens there. On the way back yesterday, I bought myself a vegan burger. A packet of 3 packets of vegan burgers from Aldi. Highly recommended. They're very nice. I think it was actually Paul who advised me of these vegan burgers that they've got in Aldi. They're ever so thick. Ever so thick. And I will say, if you do them under the grill, get yourself a bit of foil under there because they drip everywhere. I've got, here in the caravan, I've got a one of those George Foreman grills, okay? And usually, certainly with the corn stuff, you put it in there, and no fat comes out of corn. You do a corn burger, right? You don't get a single drop of fat come out of it. They are completely fat-free, which is odd how I can be putting on so much weight, even though I'm not eating all this fat. But nevertheless, the Aldi vegan burger, there's a lot comes out of it. I don't think it's fat. I don't know what it is, but if you do them in a George Foreman grill, it's a bit of a job cleaning it after. It's not too bad. And of course, you must be very careful with those grills. You don't want to use anything sharp to scrape the what's that stuff? That black Teflon or whatever it is off. You know, so as soon as it's finished, turn it off at the mains and then clean it immediately while it's still hot. I use cold water on a sponge. I rub it a bit, then I put it under there, then I rub it a bit more, then I put it back under the tap, and I do it like that. You need to clean it immediately. Don't let it dry on because it does leave a little bit of a mess. And they are absolutely delicious. The Aldi vegan burgers. Good morning to Michael Lawrence. Morning, Michael. There you go, Mike Reese. Oh, no, it was Mike, wasn't it? I think it was Mike. Was it Mike? It was Mike suggested the vegan burgers. They are absolutely delicious, Aldi vegan burgers. And as I say, they're big and they've come down in price. They were selling at $1.99. I think I paid $1.79 yesterday, which is much better. We was in, last night, we was in Tesco's in Cleethorpes, me and my sister. And they've got these, now what are they called? Better Than Meat? Something like that. Anyway, these burgers in there, which are veggie, a sort of veggie burger again. Better Than Meat, something like that. Oh, I can't remember can't remember the label on there. Better. Oh, I can see it. I just can't get the word. Beyond Beef. It might be Beyond Beef. Anyway, Beyond Beef. 2 burgers, $4.95. Are you for real? $4.95. What I don't understand is how all these veggie burgers and all that are dearer than buying a bit of dead animal. It can't cost more to grow a couple of carrots and a few peas than it does to bring up a cow. You know, it can't. Some of these vegetarian burgers and meals are horrifically expensive. Even as far as, and these are really nice, Linda McCartney quarter pounders, and they're like £2. I mean, how is that £1? I don't get it. You know, we can go and buy a dead animal burger for a lot cheaper than that. It doesn't seem to make sense. But, you know, it's the profit people, I suppose, on there. Claire says, just a thought, the weight thing might be the crisps, the ice cream and the chocolate. Do you think so, Claire? You know that's what it is, Claire. She sits there. Claire came along for her birthday on Monday to the karaoke at Central Station. She sits there. Oh, I could hardly see her. She's just wasting away. There's a couple of people that managed to do the slimming world, as I did. I lost 2 stone. It's nearly all back on now. Not quite though. But Claire and another friend of mine, Paul, did it, and they stayed on it. And they look fantastic. Not as fantastic as your mum, incidentally, Claire. Your younger sister, also known as your mum, the lovely Angela. Claire loves the TVP steaks. What are TVP steaks? I don't know what they are. Delicious. I just wish they wouldn't make them realistically drip red liquid like blood. TVP. Oh, yeah. I know it's beetroot, isn't it? Isn't it beetroot they use to make it drip red? I mean, I don't understand why they do that. Good morning to the lovely Roy Brownlow. When we have a phone in and Roy rings and he's really good on the phone. Roy Brownlow. Good morning, Roy. But anyway, that's how it is. I've got a little bit of a DIY. You remember I said I ordered some sockets, right? So they came. Let me see if I can get these. I don't know what to do with these, really. I'm not one to... Oh, hang on. I don't know where it's gone now. I've left it out there, and I... Oh, you blooming idiot, Chris. 1 minute. I can show you this anyway. Oh, wait, no, it's under there. 1 minute. It's under there. I've got one out of the packet. There we are. I ordered these. Again from Amazon. They're about £8 each, I think. So it's a triple socket, and the idea is... see, it's got like... Where is it now? So it's got the three things. They're ever so easy to do electrical. So I don't think you're actually allowed to do these in houses. Caravans is probably a bit different. But the idea is there are where is it? There we are. We got 2 screws there. See the 2 screws, right? Or you can put it there if you want. And when you look at a socket on the wall, there are 2 screws. Okay, so you take the other one off. Right, you undo 3 wires. You put the 3 wires in there in the right places. Live, neutral and earth, and you put that on the wall and you put the 2 screws in and it's on the wall, you know, like that. The only thing is, which I didn't realise, here in the caravans we have pattresses in the wall. So instead of being those kind of special sockets, instead of being flat on the wall, the sockets that I have, and there's only one in here which has got plugged into it one of those adapters with 1, 2, 3, 4 with 6 plugs in it. The pattress is like a little box which slightly sticks out of the wall, which works with the socket that's already on there because they're kind of matched up. Doesn't work with this, does it? Doesn't work. What ends up happening is that there's like a gap between the wall and the socket like that, which is no, you can't have that. You know, and it's too big to put some sort of sealant around it or something like that. It's just occurred to me, actually, that it might work if I was to put, you know, the draft excluder, like the foamy draft. I could possibly put some of that around there like that, or you know, carefully put that around that, and that would cover the gap. But I mean, you wouldn't get a finger in there. Don't get me wrong. You wouldn't actually be able to get your finger down there. But a small child might. Not that I'm alive here with small. I try not to let small children in there. They make mess. But especially baby James about a year ago. He came. His mum, my lovely niece Tracy, she gave him a pear. I mean, I'm still hoovering the damn thing up now. She gave him a pear, and you know, they take a bite and then they leave it on the carpet. Then they pick it up again and they take another bite and they put it on the chair. And there were bits of pear. It was a bit like, you know, at Christmas time, when you get one of those awful sparkly cards from... I wish I hadn't said that now, because I know come Christmas, people like Ray Reynolds will now give me a card full of sparkly and glitter coming out all over the place. It's a bit like getting a glitter card at Christmas, and then around, you get to summer, the summer after that Christmas, and you are still finding bits of glitter. Well, it was like that with a pear. I do try to avoid children. If I see my nephew coming along with his children, I quickly lock the doors and hide under the window so that they can't see. And then when they've gone round the corner, I wait 5 minutes. Oh, did you visit my caravan earlier? Oh, yeah, you weren't in. Oh, I can't believe it. I missed you. So I think a child would possibly get his or her finger down there. But at the moment, I'm now stuck with 3 of these sockets, and I can't use them. I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about that draft excluder. You could, if you measured that out and wrote that on the wall, and then you would stick it around it and then screw it on. That would cover the gap. I'll have to ask my brother-in-law, because he does all things like that. He would know. He would know. Textured vegetable protein. Oh, is that what that means, Claire? I love them. I love them. I just think it's outrageous how much they charge for veggie burgers or the like. Textured vegetable protein. Nice. McDonald's do one, don't they? Did I have one? I think I've had one of their veggie burgers before. Yeah, I think I have done. And there was a big hoo-ha the other day on the internet about what's the other one? Not McDonald's, the other one. Oh, God. Whoppers. Oh, blimey. What's the other one called? In Australia, it's called Hungry Jack's. Burger King. Burger King, I gather, are now doing a halloumi burger. Right? So, suitable for vegetarians. And there's a big thing in the papers. You see, the really, really strict vegetarians. I'm not one of those. Okay. As I said before, if you invite me around to your house, and we've done you something special, Chris. We got your vegetarian sausages and things like that, and I've put the gravy on, and they're like, oh, Chris, I'm really sorry, I've put the wrong gravy on, beef gravy, and I'm like, oh, don't worry about it, that's fine. It's unintentional. I don't purposely eat dead animals. I wouldn't do that. But if an accident was to happen like that, don't worry about it. It's one of those things. Some of these vegetarians and vegans, oh my God, they go mad, don't they? If they accidentally eat, a pig's toe or something like that, they go absolutely mad. Anyway, so there was a story about the vegan burgers in Burger King, or vegetarian burgers. They're not vegan. Halloumi isn't vegan. It's vegetarian. The vegetarian burgers in Burger King, and they are vegetarian, but they're fried in the same fat as the chicken. Well, so what? It doesn't bother me really. I would eat one. I look forward actually to going down to Burger King and trying one of those. I do like halloumi. I must say I'm a big fan of that. Had that last night, but I'll come to that in a minute. Roy, don't you like my shirt, Roy? Oh, come on, Roy. I can see you going on holiday in like Hawaiian shirts and things like that. You're the type. Come on. I think you and me are actually very alike. You would go out for a laugh and you would wear something like this. Absolutely, Roy. And a hat. A hat as well. Chris, have you seen a bit of kit you use to control OBS? Yeah, the Stream Deck. I have seen that, yes. I have. Oh, you've got that, have you? Stream Deck 15. I'll have another look at that. I've seen that. Stream Deck 15. Just to those of you that are non-technical, I'll tell you what. Where's Maureen this morning? She's not texted in. I hope she's all right. The Stream Deck is like a little box, right? And you push buttons, and that works that camera. And you just literally you haven't got to look down. That pushes that, and that pushes that, and that does that. That brings up that caption. That brings up like the film that I'm running. I have seen those Stream Decks. Very good. Useful, yes. Very good, yes. If you can get them to work, presumably they're quite easy to get to work. Necessary? No. No, because with my mouse I can do that. You see, I can just do that, or bring up a flag, or do anything with the mouse in front of me. But I do have to look over. I couldn't like just click. Let's just randomly click something now and see what happens. Okay, so let's brought that up, you see. Right, I wouldn't know where that was on one of those streaming things. They are quite a useful thing. I like to keep it basic, you know, nothing can, not, well, of course stuff can go wrong, but not too much. Good morning to John Aiken. Morning, John. He's got his cup of tea, his crossword puzzle while I'm watching you. Close the book and pay full attention, dear. How rude are you? Put the bloody book away. And you, with your television on in the corner, turn that off as well. There was a delightful looking piece of fresh meat on the telly this morning. I think he was a cricket player. I don't know what his name was, but he looked good on the telly. He was on that one with Piers Morgan. And what's his name? Could it have been Ben? That seems to ring a bell. Ben. Anyway, I did post a picture of him, lads and girls. If you want to have a look on my Facebook wall, facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK is where I'm there. John doesn't like halloumi. Horrible squeaky cheese. Oh, it's nice. No, it's nice, especially if we put a bit of honey over it. If it's been deep fried, you know, put a bit of honey over there. Ben Stokes, is that who it was? Is it Ben Stokes? I don't know, to be honest. Is he a cricket player? It was something to do with cricket, and he was very humble. He was very humble, and we quite like that, don't we? Humble people, you know, who just come on quietly and do their little thing and their interview. And I think Piers Morgan was saying to him, you know, you should be knighted or something like that. And he looked really embarrassed by that comment. Was he like the head of the cricket team who won the thing the other day? I'm not a cricket follower, so I don't know. I know that we won something big the other day, possibly a World Cup or something like that. Was he like in charge? Captain? Was he captain? Ben Captain. Anyway, so he's sitting there in the interview. And they, oh, you should be knighted. And he's sitting there embarrassed by that comment. He said, and he's like, no, I think more people deserve to be knighted than him. And I would think the same, to be honest. You know, nurses and doctors, for example. You know, people who save people's lives. Policemen, fire chiefs, people on the telly. No, not really. I mean, I'm a great fan of big stars on the telly. Big stars, you know, not Big Brother stars. Big proper stars like the late great Bruce Forsyth. Now he was knighted. You know, maybe after 60, 70, 80 years on the telly, maybe he did deserve that. But people like David Beckham wants a knighthood. I mean, really? You know, and people like that, I'm sorry, you know, you're very good at what you do and you're very popular. Do you deserve a knighthood? No, I don't think so. You know, it should be going to the 50 or 60-year-old lady who's been washing people's arses for years and years in hospital beds and things like that. They're the people who should be getting. And that Ben bloke, Ben Stokes, he didn't say that, but you could see that's what he was thinking. He's like, no, I think other people deserve a knighthood more than me. And of course he was sitting there. He was very, very humble, very humble. And I think Piers Morgan referred to Mother Teresa at some point. I can't remember what it was now. That is said. John says he's a bit too ginger for you. Don't like the ginger hair, John? No. Who are not? Dr. S.O.S. Gregorian says, warn people not to give any money or bank info to calls pretending to be on your phone or internet company. Oh, this is happening all the time. This is happening all the time. Not so much on mobile phones. I used to get it on my home phone, which I don't have any. I don't have a landline at home anymore. I got rid of that to save 11 quid a month. You know, you might well say, oh, it's only 11. Oh, I thought, you know, I thought I stood on a beetle. Then it's something's fallen. 1 minute. These little things, little plastic things on the floor. That's just come out of that socket that I showed you. Oh dear. I'll put those in there before they get lost. Yes, I was always getting phone calls from people pretending to be from British Telecom. Oh, could you log into your computer and put this number in? Oh, I'm trying to take over your computer. Never, ever give any information over the phone to any sort of bank or anyone pretending to be like that. They're not going to ring you. And if you really think they have rung you, put the phone down and go to your local branch. Walk in there. Or ring up the number that is published in the phone book. And that's another thing. Once you've put your phone down on your scammers and you pick it up to ring someone, listen for the dial tone. Okay? If that dial tone isn't there, they're still on the line. Be warned. You've got to be so careful with things like that. Morning to Michael Lawrence joining us this morning. Morning, Michael. Paul, are you that type that you squeak? Yes, a little bit. Do you pay for anything? Not if I can't help it, Paul. My niece says that I fumble when it's time to pay for meals. I don't fumble at all. How rude is that? Roy's got a whistle for scam callers. Is that what you do? Blow the whistle down? Do you know what I do, Roy? Do you know what I do? I tell them exactly what I want them to do to me. Honestly, I've done it. My sister was sitting there once, and I got a. It was actually on the mobile phone. It was one of those accidents. Oh, hello. We heard that you had an accident 5 years ago. Oh, that's right. Yes. Can you tell us what happened? I said, well, I can't actually tell you what happened there, but I can tell you, I want you to do this, this, and this to me. My sister was like, they don't ring back. Unfortunately, you know, I'm very disappointed, really. All right, let's have a look here. Yes, I've got a bit of DIY to do this morning. I've got one of those X hoses. Now, have you heard of these? Perhaps you've got one yourself, an X hose. This is a hose, but it retracts and it gets very small. And then when you turn the water on, it starts expanding and getting longer and fatter. Okay? I don't know how they make it, but when you first buy them, they're absolutely brilliant. I tell you, this is the third one I've had. And there's the problem. This is now the third one, right? And they're incredibly easy to get a hole in them. And the hole gets very big very quickly. Okay, so it starts off, so you get it out of the box, oh, this is brilliant. You know, so it goes so small and you can wrap it around a tap, you know, no rigidity in it at all. And you turn the tap on and it goes, it gets thicker like that and longer, and the water starts coming out. You put a little spray thing on the end, pull the trigger, and out comes the water. And it's fantastic. And then you'll be watering something one day, and, oh, I've got a wet leg, you know. And no, you haven't weed yourself. I know some of you do have that little problem. Tenner lady and tenner men are highly recommended. My sister told me she wears them herself, okay? Tenner men and tenner ladies, right? So you, where's that? I've got a wet, and you look, and there from your X hose is ejaculating a little bit of water, like a fine, thin, just a thin. Oh, I've got a little hole in there. Oh well, not to worry. But that hole over the period of a few waterings gets bigger and bigger until it's just like and you lose all the pressure at the front. And that's happened several times now. Well, it's happened again, isn't it? It's happened again. It's not at the top, because they often go there. Where the trigger is, they often go there, right? So I don't know. I can't recommend those X hoses. Depending on where you buy them from, they can be horrendously expensive. I've seen them for 60, 70, 80 quid. Don't buy one. They're useless. They get holes in them, right? Now, the hole in mine is about there, okay? Now, I looked on the internet on how to fix these things, and you can fix them, but it's not easy. It's not a case of putting a bit of, I don't know, because they're not rubber, they're plastic, there's some sort of plastic. It's not a case of putting a patch on like you would do a cycle, like a bike tyre or something like that. Or even putting some sort of tape, because of course you turn the thing on and it starts expanding again, right? The way to fix them is literally to cut a bit there, put a piece of pipe there, and then put two of those clips, not crocodile clips, Jubilee clips round each edge, and that will fix it. Although there's a bit of thing there, that'll fix it. What a lot of mucking around that is. However, if it's not too far from the spraying bit, according to this little YouTube video I wrote, then cut it beyond so if the hole's there, you cut it here, then you take that apart, take that bit off there, push that bit onto there. It looked like he had quite a lot of trouble getting that on there. Push that on there. I suppose you would do, because it's not expanded, would it? Unless you put the water coming through it, that might work. You get quite wet doing it, and then cut that, and then put that back and screw it back together, and that should work. But you know, how long before it gets another hole in it? So if you've ever been tempted to buy one of those, don't. I've got through 3 of those now, and my mate's got through 2 or 3 as well. They just get holes in them. So I don't know how they get holes in them, to be honest. I really don't. It's not like there's like sharp glass all over around the caravan, because there's not. Okay, there's stones, but I mean, it must be very, very weak material to be able to get a hole in it for a little stone there. All right, Gorilla Tape it. No, Roy, you can't put tape around it because it expands, you see. That Gorilla stuff is very good, Roy. I've used that. I've used Gorilla Glue before. You know, not to sniff, incidentally. I don't sniff Gorilla Glue. Don't be silly. Copydex is so much nicer. Do you remember that Copydex stuff at school? You had that jar of white stuff, wouldn't you? Oh, it stunk of rubber. Horrible smell. Horrible, horrible smell. Hello to Playtime with Evie and Harry. Okay, that's if you've got any children, click on that. That's my great niece, one of my great nieces, Evie, and one of my great nephews, Harry, and they've got their own little channel where they do things. I think they do a slime thing as well. They're doing slime and all sorts of things on there. It's quite good. So don't buy one of those hoses. All right. My sister, once again, last night, going on about the beard. My aunt has started as well now. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. I said, well, we had a vote the other night. When we're doing a night... Oh, it's really hot in here now. I'm getting ever so hot in here. We had a vote the other night when we did a nighttime show, didn't we? And it was about 50-50. Well, it was exactly 50-50. We had 50% of the people saying, no, get rid of it. 50% of the people said, no, keep it. And we had one person who said, dye it. So... I don't know. I'm tending to go now with... Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. I thought, shall I have another vote? And I thought, no. No, because the other one was inconclusive as well. Mind you, if it had gone slightly one way or slightly the other, that would give me an indication. But it was exactly 50-50. So I suppose we could have another vote, couldn't we? But, I mean, this is not Brexit, dear. Or even worse than that, the Irish referendum, where they kept voting until they decided that they'd get the right answer they wanted. It's outrageous. Paula Lou, shave the left side of it. It's 50-50. Roy's an oxygen sniffer. Are you sure you're an oxygen sniffer, Roy, and not an oxygen waster? Like there are many people around. Will you please stop wasting oxygen? That'd be a good one. Claire's a Remainer on the beard. Are you a Remainer or a shave? A Remainer or a shave? Shave your head, said Roy. I will be going to get my hair cut later from the lovely H, who cuts my hair in Horncastle, not far from here. He's a lovely bloke, he is. He's a proper bloke, and you just sit there and you have proper conversations with him. Not like going, I'm sorry, ladies, you know, the young girls that you go to in hairdressers. Oh, how are you? Oh, have you got a girlfriend? Are you going on holiday? And that's the conversation all the time. Not with H. Much more interesting conversations, because he does a little bit of work in nightclubs as well, chucking people out. Those are the conversations we like. There's not going to be any shavings, I'm afraid, no. Last night, instead of Skegness, it was Aunty Brenda. She's up here at the moment. She lives in Tring, which is in Hertfordshire. And it was her last night here last night. I think probably my sister's taken her to the train station right now because she's going back to Hertfordshire. So we took her out last night to Cleethorpes, where, of course, I do the karaoke now on Thursday. You saw the little poster pop up earlier accidentally. There it is. That's where we are. Every Thursday night, karaoke at Silhouette's Bar in Cleethorpes, here in Lincolnshire, right up on the sea. The sea is very close as well. And you can always come along there and have like a nighttime walk along the seafront, which is rather nice. Good morning to Stu. Morning, Stu. Shave the sides, leave the chin and moustache. That'll give you a 50-50. I quite like this bit, though. I certainly don't like it long. Now, to me, come closer, come closer. And now, to me, that's long. That's really long now. I like it really short. But unfortunately, I like that shadow. What's it called? 12 o'clock shadow or something like that. I quite like that effect. But because it's grey, I don't get that. You know? because it's gone grey because of my age, I don't really get that. That's one of those things. Anyway, so we went to Cleethorpes, and once again, we went to a place where my friend Danny took me to a couple of weeks ago when I went to check out the Silhouettes bar to see if they wanted a karaoke night there or not. And we went to Papa's, which is on the pier. It's only, excuse me, oh, just a minute now. I've got a really itchy nose suddenly. Can I just blow my nose in front of you? Do you mind? Do you want me to cut the noise while I'm doing it, or do you want to listen? I've added effect. Oh, that's better. It's quite noisy, my nose blowing, isn't it? Yes, we went to Papa's Fish and Chip restaurant, which is on the pier. Now, the pier in Cleethorpes is very short. I mean, it's really short. And all you go on there, and there's I think there's a few ice cream places at the front, you know, donuts, that sort of thing. And you go on, and that's the restaurant, and that's it. That's it. There's not like reams and reams of machines that you get on many piers. A lot of piers are just machines, aren't they? Yeah, I think the one in Brighton's a bit like that, isn't it? There's the one in Brighton's quite long. They used to have two there. One of them burnt down. And they did have two there. One of them burnt down, and they started rebuilding it, and that burnt down as well before it was even opened. Terrible. It's got to be insurance jobs, isn't it? How can all the piers suddenly burn down like that? Anyway, this is a very short pier. And you go on there into Papa's restaurant. And I mentioned to it a few weeks ago. It's a lovely little place. It's all nice and posh. It's a bit posh on there, but not expensive. Not expensive at all. All the boys and girls are in black and white, you know, trousers, shirts, little skirts, things like that. And it's an old theatre. And there's a big stage in there with a piano which isn't used. And you order, and you get you get like a newspaper, which is the menu. And I had battered halloumi and chips, and they put honey over the halloumi, which is, oh, it's so nice, so nice. My sister, I think, had a pie and chips. My brother-in-law had fish and chips and he always has a battered sausage. And my aunt had plaice and chips. And we had 2 cups of tea, a large Coke, 2 large Cokes, I think 2 large fizzy drinks. And that come to 45 quid, which my brother-in-law paid. But I didn't have to pay anything last night. I was so happy. I didn't have to pay it for anything last night. I didn't even drive there. I have a disadvantage to being up here. I've come across a disadvantage. Where I am situated, I have to drive everywhere. There is nowhere that I can walk to from here other than going for a walk. Really. The nearest shop in the car, 15 minutes away in the car. All right? By bike, 45 minutes. Easy, 45 minutes. The swimming pool, half an hour's drive from here. So at my sister's house, 25 minutes, 20 minutes drive from here. Go to Horncastle to get my hair cut today. That'll be 25 minutes drive from here. And then on to the swimming pool. So that I didn't realise it until the other day. I was driving. I thought, oh, I've got to go and drive again. I'm in the car all the time. If I want to go from anywhere from here, I have to get in the car. And it's something I didn't think about before. But certainly when I'm at my house in Bracknell, I can walk or cycle anywhere. If I'm going to the swimming pool, 20 minutes up the road, walking. If I go to the nearest shop, 5 minutes away, the Co-op or Aldi. Aldi's close as well. Even if I wanted to go to Waitrose, 20 minutes away on a bicycle. So I can do all these things. I can't do anything here unless I get in the car. And I'm getting a little bit fed up with driving, to be honest. It's all very well saying, oh, you're only in the car 20 minutes. Yeah, 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back. That's another hour. Plus miles on the clock. Now, I buy my cars on that PCP or PEP, whatever it's called. I can't remember now. PREP? What's that? No, it's not that, is it? PEP, I think it's called. Well, you pay so much a month and you have a new car every 3 years. That's how I do it. But you do have a mileage limit. Now, generally, I think most people have got a mileage limit of about 10,000 miles. Mine, last year was 25,000. Okay, the last 3 years, 25,000 a year. Okay, so this also is set to 25,000, but I'm already coming up to 7,000 miles. I've only had the thing 2 months. So I'm way over my mileage. Now, that's not necessarily a problem as long as when it comes to the end of the period or earlier, if you decide to go earlier, which you can do. You could buy a new car tomorrow on the PEP thing, I think, and you could get another one the next month. It could cost you an arm and a leg, but you can do that, right? Usually I go at about 2.5, 2 3/4 years. That's when I change. So if you go before that, you get to that mileage, it's all right. So generally, if you go to the same, so you buy, mine is Toyota. So if I go back to Toyota, okay, so I've got this, so coming up to 3 years, I like to buy a new one, but I'm over on the mileage. If you're buying another car from them, it's probably the case of that's okay, because they want to sell you a new car. If, however, you're handing it back, you'll be charged for every mile that you go over that limit that you yourself set all that time, that 3 years ago, which can be something like 10, 15 pence a mile, which can add up considerably to hundreds of pounds. So you've got to be careful. And I am over that. I know I'm over that at the moment. Of course, you take into consideration holidays and things like that. Well, a couple of weeks here, a couple of weeks there isn't going to make that much difference. But I'm going to have to work out my miles that I'm doing every week. Of course, being up here, as I said to you a moment ago, having to drive everywhere isn't helping either. Roy's saying walk or cycle. To cycle to my sister's house is about an hour and 20 minutes and an hour and 20 minutes back. And let me tell you, your arse is really sore after a journey like that. Cycling to the shops, well, okay. But again, cycling to the nearest shop is going to take 40 minutes, I would imagine, 45 minutes, something like that, which is in Tattershall. It'd be a lovely cycle, part of it anyway, all along the river. Beautiful, beautiful cycle. But, 45 minutes there, that's an hour and a half. Well, you've lost half your day then, haven't you? So it's not really possible to walk or cycle anywhere from here. You've got to get the car. And of course, all that time, and the miles are clicking up. So it's a little bit of a problem, that. I don't know where I go on there. Michael says use the bike as well. No, it's not possible. What do you mean? It's a pencil line on his chin like a grey bit of dust. Shocking. Shocking. John says don't even ever do the just for men beard diet. Looks so fake. Oh, there was someone in the pub, DJ Chris it was. I noticed something different about him. I said, you looked at, what have you done? And he's like, nothing. I said, yes, you have. You had your hair cut. No. Did you have that beard last time you was here? Yeah. No, you've dyed your beard. And then his face changed. Oh, don't be fake, anyone. Don't be fake. Anyway. So, as I say, last night, went down to Cleethorpes, and I didn't have to pay for anything. I didn't have to pay for the meal, or the ice creams, or even the journey there. There's Maureen joining us very late today. Hello, Maureen. I was quite pleased about that. Didn't have no effort at all on my part. I just sat there and ate, and I might have said a few words here and there. I'm not known for talking long conversations, but it was nice, and we had a nice time in Cleethorpes. Once again, a lovely meal at that place. Look it up on the internet. It's called Papas, P-A-P-A-S, fish and chip restaurant, like posh restaurant with not posh prices, really. Very, very reasonable prices in there, and it's all very nice. After that, we walked along at the not on the beach, on the top. What's that called? That bit of concrete above the beach. Is that promenade, isn't it? We walked along the promenade some distance, and there's various little flower displays in boxes and things like that, all very pretty. Not too many people out. There were boy racers going up and down in their little Ford Fiestas, and what's that other car that the boy racers have got? Vauxhall Corsas. With the blacked out windows, so low on the ground, you're practically sitting on the ground, and they were going up and down with a little exhaust, pop, 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 making as not much noise as possible, these boy racers. And then we came across this this bloke. He was about 35, I suppose. No, maybe a bit younger than that, about 30. Came across this bloke on a quad bike who was just sitting there. He was sitting next to the Corsa, talking to lads in the Corsa, and he was sitting on this quad bike on his own. And Aunty Brenda's with me, and I've got her arm like that. And she said, "Oh, look at that!" She said, "This bike," and so we've gone over to the bike, the quad bike. She said, "Oh, that's nice, isn't it?" And I said to the lad, is there any chance you can give me auntie a ride up and down here? He said, yeah, come on, jump on. I said, it's Aunty Brenda. Go on, you get Brenda. Oh, and it was nice walking up and down there. Then we had an ice cream and that was it. And I have to say, there's a bit of a difference between Cleethorpes and Skegness, I think, to be honest. Cleethorpes does appear to come across as cleaner. And I wouldn't say newer. I wouldn't say it looked new. It came across as being a bit better than Skegness. Yeah, Cleethorpes, certainly along that seafront. It's a nice long walk, whereas in Skegness it's kind of not so... I don't know how to explain it. Don't know how to explain it. I think Cleethorpes. On the other hand, I haven't been to Cleethorpes that much, and I've kept going to Skegness every once a week, haven't I? So maybe that's just because it's new or something like that. John loves the fish and chips. Oh yes. Playtime with Evie and Harry. Gary says get an electric bike. Well, yeah. I mean, there is the electric bike, but of course you're still on it for that period of time, Gary. You see, they only do 15 mile an hour. So if Tattershall, you know, if the co-op in Tattershall, I think that's the nearest shop really. The co-op in Tattershall, if that's like, you know, 10 mile, I don't know what the mileage is from here, 10 miles away from here, that is still nearly an hour, isn't it? You see, but the miles are certainly clicking up on that car, and that's bothering me a little bit because I haven't had the car. We're nearly at 7,000 miles already on there. Wear a padded nappy. Well, you'll have a lot of experience with wearing nappies, Roy, haven't we? But it's not anything to be embarrassed about, Roy. You know, it's just one of those things. As we get older, we need things like that. I mean, take my sister. You know, nappies, plastic bags she has wrapped around her little waist. Bless her heart. You know, I mean, we don't worry about those. We're all adults. We can talk about these things. You know, I don't think it bothers her particularly. So after we had the ice cream, which Aunty Brenda bought the ice. I didn't have to spend a penny yesterday. Not a penny. Not a penny. I was very happy about that. Then we discovered that the Tesco's, because I said the Tesco's petrol in Cleethorpes is even cheaper than the Asda petrol in Skegness. It was 121.9 there. And I'd already noticed this on the way back from Cleethorpes last Thursday night. So I said to Martin, I said, I don't know if you want any cheap petrol, it's there. So we pulled into there, and then my sister wanted to go into the shop for something. What was it now? Oh, those permanent fly killer things. Like you can buy them in Aldi. We went into Tesco's to use the toilet as well. And we're looking for these... well, I said, let's see if the corn stuff's on special. Very, very limited selection of vegetarian stuffs in the chiller cabinets in Tesco's, and that's like the third Tesco's I've been to in now, and I'm not impressed with their vegetarian range that they have in the chiller cabinet. The best one for that is probably Asda. They seem to have a lot of vegetarian stuff in Asda, and Waitrose and Sainsbury's. Tesco's are not so good. Certainly, I don't know about the freezer cabinet, but certainly in the chiller cabinet, they don't seem to have much to choose from there. So we went in there, we used the toilet, and my sister wanted to get another one of those insect things that we get in Aldi. So it comes in a little box, and you open it, and there's a silver packet. Take it out the silver packet, plonk it down somewhere, and that kills insects that are flying around it. You haven't got any sprays or anything like that. I mean, I don't know how instant it is. You know, I have seen flies. I've got one in the living room here. I've seen flies flying around at night. You go to bed, get up, well, they're gone. So they must be dead somewhere. But they didn't have any of those, unfortunately. So I just bought, what did I buy? A great big bottle of Fairy Liquid, which was on special offer for £2, and some bags. And that was it, really. That was our day yesterday. Came back here and watched the other half of Poldark. That's back on the telly. It's the last series, isn't it? Do you like Poldark? I like it. Period drama. That's what I like. Watch the rest of that, and then a little bit of Holby City, and then went to bed. That was my day yesterday. Nice day as was as well. Paula New, have you got a £5 note with a piece of string attached to it? Good idea. I'll do that. I'll do that. Can you get 30 mile an hour on an electric bike? I think that's illegal, Gary. What you mean is that I could get an electric bike and you could make it do 30 mile an hour for me. Oh, I got to go flying off the damn thing. My local Tesco's has a good range of corn food. Not that I would buy it. Well, they do have corn food. but just not much of it. There's very, very little to choose from in there. All right? Now, 2 disgusting stories for you today, boys and girls, and they're both about planes. First of all, a story I came across some time ago now, actually, in the Daily Mirror. This is about a week old, I think, on the 12th, and I've not been able to get to that yet. Irate plane passenger. I mean, this is disgusting, and I've seen this on planes, when you're sitting there on a plane, right? In the Daily Mirror, recently, one of the most hotly contested aviation debates was settled. Getting the middle seat on an aeroplane, aka the short straw, means you get both armrests. Did you know that? You know when you're in the back of a plane and and you like that, and you share, isn't it awful, dreadful, having to share an armrest with someone you've never even met in your life. You know, probably got bed bugs crawling all over them, and they travel down their arm, jump onto yours, you've had it, mate. You get eaten alive while you're asleep. It says, another debate has erupted after one female passenger's actions were called out on social media. So where do you stand on this? Now, I personally think this is absolutely disgusting. The woman in question was captured on camera with her hair draped over the back seat, obscuring the TV screen of the person behind. It's just disgusting. And she's also done a picture of it. So this woman's got on there. She's probably young. She's probably young. She looks young on there. You can't see her face. It's been blurred out. They like to blur out their faces, don't they? Listen, if you ever want to use a photograph, mate, don't blur my face out. It's so annoying. And she's got on this plane seat with the long hair and put it over the back seat. How rude is that? I think it's disgusting to do that. It says, we know how we'd feel about this. Clue, not positively, but not everyone seethed with righteous anger. An Australian man shared a picture of his fellow passenger. In no time, comments flooded in, with one reading, how rude. Where's a pair of scissors when you need them? I mean, I'd be tempted to do that, wouldn't you? Cut the person's hair. And how can you do that? And that table in front of you, all your food goes on there. I don't want someone else's hair over it, whether it's been washed or not. It's disgusting. Another suggested just go and play with her hair and annoy her till she turns round and tells you to cut it. Consent accepted. And another said, it's revolting. You can't tell me they don't know what they're doing. Unless, of course, that they are stupid. It's awful. Awful. Keep your hair on your side of the seat, please. That's not the only disgusting thing, but we'll carry on with this one first. Not everyone took umbrage to the woman's hair placement. One man pointed out that he personally sits behind women was reading a book, so they didn't need their screen anyway. Oh, please. It's nothing to do with it being over the TV screen. It's just disgusting that someone shoved their hair over the back of that seat in your face. And another wrote, not sure why some people sit and fester over issues and take the time to photo and post and happen to be just politely explaining the infringement on your personal space is not acceptable. If you get off the phone and talk to people, you can actually meet some nice people, which is a fair point. Yeah, I suppose so. It's just awful. Where are you on that? Would that bother you if you were sitting on a plane and someone sat in front of you, a man or a woman, and they got long hair and they shoved it over the back of the chair? It's disgusting. John says, I've shared armrest with some gorgeous guys. I expect you have. Good morning to Joanna. Hello, Joanna. Diane loves Poldark. Yep, me too. It's the last series, isn't it? They're not making any more. It's the last series of Poldark at the moment. Roy says James Bond is finishing. What, the James Bond there is at the moment? Well, of course he is. That's old news, that is, Roy. We haven't got a new one yet, have we? Haven't got a new one yet. Well, that's not the only plane story we've got today. If you thought that was disgusting, what about this one? In today's Metro, right? Last week, we were graced with Naomi Campbell's fastidious plane travel routine, which involved a lot of face masks and even more Dettol wipes. People picked up on her cleanliness on the flight, with some saying it was justified and others joking it was a bit much. Those people may want to reevaluate their positions now, though, after seeing some of the most horrifying videos ever to exist. In this video, A man can be seen using his bare feet to operate the touch screen in-flight entertainment. I mean, how can you not know that that's not acceptable? It's probably someone who walks around and is offended by something. You know the sort. They've usually got thick black rimmed glasses on. They're the ones, the millennial looking ones, who are offended by everything. It's probably one of them who thinks it's perfectly acceptable to operate an in-screen entertainment on the plane with his feet. How disgusting is that? The footage has been sent by his friend, with the pair deciding that this kind of gore simply need to be put out there for the world. It's disgusting. Oh, it's just awful. One person said, "This is the most disturbing thing I've ever seen on Twitter," while another claimed it was time for the media to end us as a species. It's just awful. Absolutely awful. Good morning to Ross. Morning to you. I want to get a background a bit like yours for the show when I do a video. Is it wallpaper or freestanding on a stand? No, it's a bit of cloth. Have a look at Rosegal, Rosegal, rosegal.com. Rosegal.com. Type in wall tapestries, and you will have a selection of loads of them on there. Beautiful wall tapestries, and it's a piece of cloth, and it's on there. It's stuck up there with a gun stapler. You need to take a bit of care putting it up. You'll have to stretch it in some places, and you'll probably need an iron to iron it once it's on the wall. Okay? It's nice. I've got loads of these now, as you well know, that I've collected now over a couple of years. Hello to Too Much joining us there as well. Hello, Too Much. All right, let's do today's birthdays, gang. And then I must commence on my hair cutting over at H's in Horncastle. Happy birthday on this Wednesday, the 17th of July, 2019, to Susan Coleshill. Hello, Susan. 47 years old today. Happy birthday, Susan, to you. Happy birthday to Billy Watkins, who I worked with at the Quebec in London. Lovely chap. 58 today. Happy birthday, Billy. Chantal. Hello to Chantal. Duchine. Good morning. Happy birthday. Lee Brown today is a young 42 years old. Happy birthday, Lee. Kelly Barron. Hello, lovely Kelly. 38 years old today. Happy birthday, Kelly. Marie Harris today is 54 years old. Marie, are you one of our Manilow girls, Marie? I can't remember now. Let me have a quick look. See if I can see some Barry Manilow pictures there. I'm not sure that you are, or maybe not. I don't think you're one of our Mario girls. Like Marie, I know who you are. I know who you are. You go to West 5, don't you? I think you go to West 5, yes. And you advised me on growing potatoes, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember you now. Happy birthday to you, Marie. All right, my love. And happy birthday also to Michael Self today, who is 33 years old. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. There we are. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Yes, Ross. No, I've got a bit of a voice today. It started yesterday morning, actually. It's okay. It's just a bit of a bad voice. No sore throat, no sniffing or anything like that. Roy points out I've just been talking as much as usual. Thank you very much, Roy. Just in time for the singing, Joanna, weren't you, my darling? Thanks ever so much for watching the show today. A pleasure, as always, to talk to you. Feel free to share the show on your very own walls, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK is where you find us there. Hit the subscribe button. You should get some sort of notification every time there's a show on, because they can come on at different times. Remember that, gang. Usually I'm here in the morning, but sometimes we throw in one at night or in the afternoon or whenever. So have that notification thing set on YouTube, but you'll have to be subscribed to get that. And of course on Facebook as well. You want your notification thing set on that. One day I'll actually look up these things and I'll explain to you how to do them, because I don't know. How would I know? Have a nice day, gang, and I'll see you. Oh, Too Much. My son's getting married this weekend. I hate giving speeches. Any advice besides thinking the audience is naked? No, I don't know. I really don't know. Really don't know, my friend. All right, no idea. No idea. But good luck. Write it all down. Write it all down. Or if you don't know, get someone to write it for you. All right. Have a lovely day, boys and girls, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheerio now.